Welcome back to the Filthy Report. My name is Jason Filthy Jones, bringing you the dirtiest information with the cleanest style. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully your weekend went great. Hopefully everything went smooth for you guys. And hopefully you guys got to catch some fights. If not, I'm always here with that recap, and I'm always here with that breakdown. So let's get to some fight talk. Guys, what I first have to say with this being the last pay-per-view of the year for the UFC, it was an unbelievable fight card. On the main card, there was only one decision, and everybody was just performing phenomenally and stellar. If you missed this fight card, I would tell you guys to go back and just watch it. UFC 256 was a really good fight card. And with that being said, let's jump into these. And before I really get to that main card, I have to say shout out to the Southern California Cub Swanson, Killer Cub, coming back and just dominating and showing his striking is still unbelievable, unable to be read and unable to be handled. And I can't wait to see where he's going to be going into the top of the division of the 145ers again. And hopefully he can get that title shot going on again, and he'll be able to capture that title. I can't wait to see how it ends up for him. It was a sucky ending of the year of 2019 for him. He not really sucky because he beat Kron Gracie and he was on a fight streak. He was ready to go, and then he competed in the jiu-jitsu tournament and ended up blowing out his ACL. And now he comes back and fights one of these up-and-comers in the 145ers, and he literally starts him. Daniel Pineda is not a joke. He looked really big in there. He was pretty much putting a pace on Cub, trying to come forward and push a pace on him, and then just ended up getting caught by Cub, and Cub just starched him, putting on one of his best performances in a long time, just showing his unbelievable striking like always. So shouts out to Killer Cub. Can't wait to see what you do next, and hopefully he can get that title shot, and hopefully he can capture that title. Anyways, let's get into this main card. And guys, I have to talk about this. I didn't talk about this on the breakdown, the Junior Dos Santos versus Cyril Gane fight. Now, with this fight, I would have to say that I just feel like it's time for Junior to kind of hang it up. He's on a 4-fight losing streak. In the last 4 fights that he's lost, he's been knocked out in every single one of them. I mean, what is he really doing? Does he really think he's going to be running for another title shot? He's been at the title contention before, tried to compete for the title, and ended up getting taken out by Stipe. I just think it might be just that time for him to hang it up and step away, because all he's doing is picking up more damage. And Junior is a very sweet guy, really nice guy. He's an unbelievable guy living out in Southern California in Redondo Beach, near my hometown area. So I just think I hope that he made enough money. I hope he's able to retire. But what are we doing here? I mean, there's nothing really there for him anymore. I don't think changing fight camps. I don't think any of that's gonna really help him right now. I just think it's he's slowing down. He still does have the big punching power, but he's not able to really defend himself as well as he could in his other fights. Everybody pretty knows his kind of style of matchup. He's a jiu-jitsu boxer, and that's all I can say, man. He does have some nice kicks sometimes, but he doesn't really have a really big kicking game. So I just think it might be time for him to hang it up. Other than that, moving on to the next. Now, this was a fight that I could not wait to see, and that has to be the Kevin Holland and Jacare Souza fight. Now, if you guys didn't catch this fight, you guys need to go back and catch this fight, because it just shows you the pure dominance of what styling that Kevin Holland is bringing to the middleweight division. He was freaking vicious. He was able to compete with Jacare on the floor. He wasn't scared to even go at him on the floor. He was fighting off his back, and to show the type of power he generates coming off of his back and knocking out Jacare Souza. Now, guys, for you to understand, not a lot of people are able to generate that kind of power off of your back, throwing a punch and catching him square in the jaw and just putting him out, and then just ground and pounding him out of his out of consciousness, basically, completely. It sucks to see Jacare like that. I really do hate it. I know he's a really good fighter. He's a really good jiu-jitsu artist too. But I mean, 41 middleweight, don't know what he's really going to be doing next. Tried to do the light heavyweight division. I think Jacare, just like how Junior had his time, I think Jacare had his time, and it's kind of over with, and he probably needs to hang it up. Maybe just continue on to competing in jiu-jitsu. But Kevin Holland is showing pure dominance. That was his 5th win in 2020. He is on a 5-fight win streak. He has finished all of his fights. The sky's the limit. I hope they give him a really good match. I know Vettori is calling out Darren Till, and Darren Till is saying that he's down with that match. It's basically what they're calling it is a compete for the European title, basically for the UFC. But we'll see how it goes. I wouldn't mind seeing that match, but I think Kevin Holland deserves somebody. Throw him Derek Brunson. I mean, I don't know if he's ready for Kevin Gastelum. I don't even know if Kevin Gastelum's ready to come back and compete. But, I mean, even... that would be a nice matchup. Even the Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker versus Kevin Holland, I wouldn't mind that. It's a really big jump for Kevin Holland, but he's looking like he just has pure dominance, and I can't wait to see him in the top of the division. Let's see what he can do next. Or if, Jacare Manson's going to be out for a while. He has a broken orbital, and he broke his foot. So, yeah. Well, let's see what it is for him in 2021. I know he's going to be trying to start off the year big. I know he already said that he wants to fight next week, but we'll see how it goes. On with that, the next matchup I would have to talk about would be, I shouldn't skip over the ladies. Mackenzie Dern really showed a phenomenal outing on this, coming back after having a baby. Veranda, I think it's Verana, is the girl that she fought. Sorry guys, I'm not really remembering her name. She is a really good jiu-jitsu artist, and yeah, striking was all right, but the thing I want to talk about right now is Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern shows phenomenal improvement. Going down and training in Huntington Beach at the Ruka Center, basically with Jason Perillo. Her hands are looking a lot better. Her movement's looking a lot better. Her footwork is looking really good too now. She's not just completely relying on her jiu-jitsu, even though we know her jiu-jitsu is phenomenal, and she's able to lock up that game really tight and easily. But I am really happy with seeing that Mackenzie was putting on a really good fast pace. She wasn't showing any default in her cardio where she was just coming in very lackadaisical. She was continuing on with the punches, always pushing the pace, and always trying to either mix in her wrestling and also mixing in her boxing. And getting back to that too, her wrestling's looking a lot better too. It looks like she's been working on that too, because if you guys really realize about Mackenzie Dern, if you guys aren't hardcore fans, or if you guys are just casual fans, you might not know, but Mackenzie Dern is a phenomenal jiu-jitsu artist. Her dad is one of the best in the world, Megadeth. He is just a really good jiu-jitsu artist, and she's won tons and tons of accolades in jiu-jitsu. So she has really good jiu-jitsu, but she's never had really good takedowns. She's able to basically fall to guard or maybe get you in a slight trip or anything. But she's never had those wrestling takedowns. But showing that she is trying to get the single leg, going from a single leg and trying to connect it and going to a double leg, basically doing that chain wrestling style. It's showing a little bit slight improvements in there, and I can't wait to see what she's going to be doing in the 125 division coming into 2021. But with that being said, I really have to go over this co-main event: Ferguson versus Charles Oliveira. Now, when we first talked about this in the breakdown, I said that there was going to be a lot to go over this because Tony had a lot of questions that he needed to answer. And the reason that he had a lot of questions that he needed to answer is because he took a hell of a beating from basically Justin Gaethje in his last fight, and we are all wondering what type of Tony is going to be coming back. And that killer instinct Tony, he wasn't there. I mean, Charles basically swarmed on him, was beating him to every single punch, was being able just to put on a pure dominance on Tony. And I don't know if it's the damage. I don't know if it's the age. Tony's 37. He was a phenomenal fighter just about 2 years ago, but also he was keeping up a pace like ridiculously, always fighting back to back, never stopping, and just doing his wild style. But it's seeming to catch up to him. Now, with these type of questions, for me, where I'm thinking is, so does Tony come back to the 155 division and continue on fighting? I mean, he was number 3. I don't see him falling too far. He'll probably go falling to maybe 6 in the division. He could climb back up. Or do we take a different look at Tony and maybe see if he doesn't do the weight cut, actually goes and fights at 170, and he competes at welterweight? Now, I know you guys have seen Tony as a lightweight for his whole career as a UFC lightweight, but he has competed on the regional scene in welterweight. I do know Tony could compete at welterweight. I think it might be a little bit of a time for him just to have a little bit of a change. Maybe to take a 1 or 2 fights if they let him move up to welterweight and fight it up there and see how it goes. I don't see Tony in the title contention right now, but maybe he takes some time off, he rests up and see where his head's at, and he gets back there. Now, getting back to Charles Oliveira, he put on a phenomenal fight. He basically dominated the whole fight from bell to bell, and no discredit, he needed this type of fight to show the pure kind of dominance that he has, and that he does fit up there with that top of the heap of the lightweight division, being in that top 1 to 5 spot. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think. What do you think Charles Oliveira should do from here? Should Charles Oliveira sit back and just wait to see if he can get a title shot? Or should he fight somebody else like Daniel Hooker, Nate Diaz, or even toss his hat in there to fight Michael Chandler? Anybody in that division and see, or toss his hat in to fight Justin Gaethje? I mean, where do you guys see it? Or should we just go with the 4-man tournament, which would be Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor, and then Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje? Whoever wins that fights for the title, and then Charles Oliveira gets that title shot against whoever wins the title. Basically, that's the way I would think it would go. And if you guys think any other way, hit me up in the comments. Let me know in the YouTube comments, or let me know on my IG what you guys think, where Charles Oliveira, how he should play this now. Other than that, let's get to the main fight on this main event, which was a phenomenal fight. It was crazy. Fight of the year type of fight. And that's going to be Deiveson Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno. Now, guys, first off, I agree with all the reporters out there. We do not need to hear that the flyweight division is going away again. If you guys are not paying attention to the flyweight division, I don't know what the hell you guys missed out on this weekend, but you guys need to go back and watch that fight. That fight was one of the best fights of the year. It was a back and forth, straight slobber knocker, just straight savagery going between these two guys. Now, if you guys don't understand, Deiveson Figueiredo was throwing power punches from bell to bell. He answered everybody's questions about if his cardio wasn't good. Is he going to be able to keep up a pace like that? Is he able to go against somebody that's going to be technical against him? He answered every single question with stars all over it. He was just from bell to bell giving it to Brandon Moreno. And don't get me wrong, Brandon Moreno was bringing it right back to him and just going back and forth. Now, with this, it sucks that the fight ended in a draw. I can see it kind of going in a draw, because it basically the third round was a questionable round between both of them. Because Moreno was getting takedowns, but the significant strikes that Deiveson Figueiredo was putting on. When you guys see Moreno get hit by Deiveson Figueiredo, you could see the damage that he was just giving him. Moreno was more hitting him with more volume and trying to trip him up and trying to get on his back or trying to move him around. Now, I just think this shows you the type of fighters that flyweights are. They can go on for a continuous pace, back and forth, just never stopping, never hindering their cardio, never just dulling out. These guys put on an unbelievable fight and showed the type of striking and power that flyweights can take. Now it sucks for Moreno and it sucks for Figueiredo that there was an actual decision in the fight, and Figueiredo still keeps his belt, which to me I kind of feel like it was. I want to say it was going to be 4 rounds to 1, and I was giving it to Figueiredo. I don't think Moreno got robbed, but in that last round he did back off, and I'm pretty sure what even the commentators were saying, I'm pretty sure his left arm is fractured. I'm pretty sure his right orbital is either fractured or broken. So these guys are probably going to sit out and rest up, and they're going to have to go back and do this rematch again. But if you guys missed that fight, please go back and watch that fight. Deiveson Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno was one of the best freaking phenomenal fights. It was a legendary flyweight fight. I can't wait to see the rematch. It's just so damn tantalizing, but the thing that really makes it cool, it shows that the people in the 125 weight division do carry on some power and do damage people like ridiculously. It shows these little small men have a fire and they are straight savages. I can't wait to see what's going on. The division's looking like it's going to be just stacked phenomenally. I mean, and then after this rematch, who do we still get? Cody and Olave, or where do we go next? I mean, there's so many different fighters in this whole division that's just making it such a really tantalizing division for the UFC right now. And so with that, guys, let's get to this UFC Fight Night breakdown of Stephen Thompson versus Jeffrey Neal for this weekend on Saturday on ESPN Plus. Now, guys, this fight card was originally supposed to be Leon Edwards versus Chimaev, but Leon ended up getting COVID, so the fight's been postponed. They're going to push it back for 2021. But this card is still a phenomenal card. It's a sneaky-ass good card. It is stacked from the prelims all the way to the main card. Now, I'm only going to be going over a few fights on this card, and the first fight I'm going to be going over is Michel Pereira versus Chaos Williams. Now, if you guys don't remember, Chaos Williams, 3 fights ago, basically put Adil out, knocked him out in the matter of 8 seconds. He brings nothing but hard-hitting savagery, punching power, kicking power, and Michel Pereira brings nothing but nonstop action. He loves to put on a show. He likes to do flips. He likes to do Superman punches, kicks off the cage. He's a capoeira kind of style fighter. So I kid you not by saying this is going to be some straight savageness that's going to go on in this cage, because Chaos Williams is just going to come forward and try to literally knock his block off. Now, with that being said, the fight could go kind of weird and crazy just because of Michel Pereira, but keep your eyes on it. It's going to be a really good fight. I can't wait to see how it goes down. The next fight after that, now this is the co-main event. The type of co-main event that we have here is so damn good. It's freaking phenomenal and funny to me. It's Jose Aldo versus Marlon Vera. Guys, Jose Aldo versus Marlon Vera. If you're a hardcore, you know what type of fight this is going to be. For you casuals, listen up. This striking match is going to be crazy. At bantamweight, these guys are going to continue to push the pace and just come hard. They both have a similar kind of style because they are straight up Muay Thai style fighters, but Marlon Vera has a phenomenal jiu-jitsu game, and if he gets Jose to the floor, I have not seen Jose compete in jiu-jitsu for a very long time or have a really crazy ground game, but he has an amazing takedown defense, so I can't wait to see how this matchup goes. This could be a fight of the night matchup, and this could be probably a fight of the year matchup. So please keep your eyes glued to the screen when this match comes up. And with that being said, the next matchup I'm getting to would be Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Jeffrey Neal. Now, if you guys don't understand this, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is not just your average fighter. He is a phenomenal kickboxer, but he has a karate style, so he's very hard to read, very technical, and he's very timid when you try to come in on him. He will catch you with a blinding kick. He will catch you with a blinding punch out of nowhere and put you out. Now, he's been on a up and down ever since he's fought for the title, but he is still one of the best in the welterweight division, and you do not want to take him for granted. Now, Jeffrey Neal has some of the fastest hands I've seen in a long time, and he has amazing punching power. I cannot wait to see how this matchup's going to be going. I feel that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is going to try to keep Jeffrey Neal on the outside, just keeping him off with his basically his push kicks and his side kicks, and he's just going to try to catch him against the cage and put his lights out. Jeffrey Neal is probably going to try to have to come in, get into a close boxing range, and put those heavy hands on Wonderboy. Anthony Pettis has showed that Wonderboy can be knocked out. You just have to catch him right at the precise timing on the bell and be able to put him out that way. Now, if Neal can get in, I can see him putting the power straight to his chin and putting out Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Now, the problem with this is we do understand that you have to understand this. Stephen the Wonderboy Thompson has a very good reach, and he knows how to use his distance. If you see Neal sitting outside of the striking range and sitting in kickbox range, I can see it being a really quick knockout for Wonderboy Thompson. I can't wait for this matchup. It's going to be a phenomenal card, guys. Please make sure you guys catch it. It's going to be this Saturday night on ESPN+. Hey guys, with that, let's get to some fight news. And I don't have that much for you guys this week, and that's because with it being the end of the year, there's a lot of things just wrapping up, and so we won't be getting more information until basically January for what's going to start popping off for 2021. But big announcement that came out last week, or basically this week, that as much as I've been talking about Anthony Rumble Johnson and talking about how him coming back to the UFC, he's actually not coming back to the UFC. He'll be coming back and going to Bellator, and he'll be making his debut in the light heavyweight division in 2021 with Bellator. Sounds great for me. Sounds great for everybody. I mean, better for him. Made Bellator's light heavyweight division even more interesting. And the next announcement that I have to make is even make the light heavyweight division for Bellator even way more interesting. As much as people were talking about saying that Yoel Romero wasn't an interest on anybody's promotion right now with ONE FC and Bellator and all that, change of plans. It looks like Bellator has signed Yoel Romero, and he'll be competing at the light heavyweight division and starting in 2021. Can't wait to see that. And can you guys imagine an Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Yoel Romero light heavyweight fight? Damn, that looks interesting as hell to me. Anyways, with that being said, the only other thing I really have for you guys would have to be that on January 16th, we are getting a featherweight matchup that's going to be phenomenal, which is going to be Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. Yes, that is Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. That's going to be on January 16th. Can't wait for that fight. Then coming right after that is going to be the Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor for UFC 257. Can't wait for that fight either. With that, guys, that's all I really have for you guys this week. And like always, if this is your first time here, click the subscribe button, man. I'm coming back with another one. Please make sure you guys keep watching. Make sure you guys keep tuning in. And like always, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get the Filthy Report out there. I love doing fight talks for you guys. Let's get the fight talk out there as much as you guys can. Always, I always will. And always will be here for you guys. And I always love you guys. Like always, I am Jason Filthy Jones, bringing you the dirtiest information with the cleanest style. Peace.